Hey, it's me again. I just wanted to say something I saw in a comment. Um, they wanted to know about being empathic and, like what they're supposed to do with it. Well, I mean, there's plenty of different ways that you can use empathy. One thing you can do is hold space for somebody. You just pretty much feel their pain, help them, talk to them, whatever. But you also, when you hold the space for them, then you open up a place for that vibration, and it calls them forward to some extent. But you also will possibly take on whatever pain and suffering they are in as well. You also can get to the point where what you're actually doing is transmuting what's around you. You may be absorbing everything around you like a sponge, but you can get to a point to where it's not a problem for you that you absorb it, but you can transmute it. You know how to ground it out of your energy, or how to meditate it. You can meditate, then ground, or have a ritual you do. I have usually in the evenings I take salt baths because I encounter a lot of energy that doesn't belong to me. Sometimes it takes a couple days to even process it out. But being an empath doesn't mean you're just some humble sponge at the mercy of the world. It could be that if that's what you choose for yourself. But you can also be the one that takes everything dark and turns it to the light. It's not an easy job because everybody who has a problem is going to be drawn to you like a moth to a flame. And so it's kind of a blessing and a curse. It depends on how you look at it. If you'd like to be a healer, change frequencies around you and help people that are desperately in need, then it's a blessing. But if you'll have to excuse me, I need a drink. If you feel empowered in your own power, you have healed yourself enough, walked in your own shadow enough to be able to identify with their pain, then you're meant to help them get through it. That's your job, really. That's why you're empathetic. Most healers have been through hell and back. That's the shitty part of it. Is it seems like you get punished for being a decent person, but that's not really the case. It's your superpower. You can walk in the room and actually change the frequency and vibration of the room. You don't have to be influenced by the other people. It's not always easy because I know it takes me sometimes I don't always realize that the emotions that I feel don't actually belong to me, and only stepping outside the situation for a few minutes, and then I'm like, damn, I don't even feel that anymore. So I know it wasn't me, or I may pick up a headache that doesn't belong to me. Biggest issue I have is being closed at all. I can't. All the techniques to close yourself off and not be open, they don't seem to work for me. Besides that, I mean, it sucks sometimes. I'm not going to lie and say it doesn't. I'm not going to bullshit you and say, oh, it's all rainbows and unicorns and fairy dust and it's going to be so amazing. You just fake it till you make it. All that bullshit. There's dark in everything. I mean, the whole deal is, for me, what I've taken away more than anything is that it requires balance. And in order for there to be light, there has to be dark. Most people that are dark or in the dark have been through hell, and they're just reflecting what's inside them. I mean, you have dark in you. Everybody does. It doesn't make it lesser. It's just different. I always kind of feel sorry for them, and it's helped me in some ways and it's hurt me in others, because I've learned a lot about not resenting my own shadow, because I learned that everybody's got their own mission. Everybody can't be light workers. I mean, if there's going to be a light worker, there has to be a dark worker, or you can't exist here on the 3D plane. I don't know what people know or don't know, but in order to incarnate in 3D reality, there has to be polarities. So if there's going to be a good, there has to be a bad. And really, if you get down to brass tacks, what is bad and what is good? I mean, really, it's just a positive charge or a negative charge, and you're just labeling it as something negative. So really, perspective comes into play. In the way you look at it, it's going to be the way you interpret it and the way it affects you. Biggest, best advice I've ever gotten in my life is you can't change everything. The two things you can control is going to be your perception and the way things affect you. Your perception will actually trigger the other part if you allow it. If you look at things for what they are instead of how they make you feel or what you don't like about it, then that right there changes the dynamic completely. Then it's not affecting you. You're actually transforming it by your perspective. I learned that from a Buddhist monk. He's one of the ones that Oprah talks about. I can't say his name. I've got a book of his, but he taught me that. I learned that from him because I take from like whatever I come across. Hinduism, Gnosticism. I've looked into Satanism. I mean, I've literally looked into almost every religion there is because they all hold truths. And I don't know. I mean, I believe I started out pretty damn dark, and maybe that's why everything's been so different for me. But I chose a different path from where I came from. Instead of letting all the pain inside me eat me alive and turn me hateful and make me do what had been done to me to others, I decided to rise above that, let that teach me lessons about what to do and not to do. And I tried to, not all things, of course, like I'm not a saint by any means, but I tried to correct the things I could or make amends for what I could. So I found old people around me who needed help, and I helped them. I mean, I didn't go looking for them, they just came. I used to foster and rescue dogs, There's always some things you can do to find light everywhere around you. And as far as I'm concerned, karma is a thing. So if you do bad stuff, you might want to get you some hobbies of helping other people. I mean, everybody's got a choice, and they have free will. They have their own path. So you can't really tell everybody what works for me won't necessarily work for you. But I can usually give you some ideas that will at least point you in the way that you need to go. And I don't mind helping if you want to say something in the comments or message privately or whatever. I have a Facebook page with the same name. You can message privately, nobody will know. But anyway, maybe that'll help somebody. I mean, you don't have to be just some doormat that just takes in every bad thing around them or is influenced by it. What happens to you influences up to you. You get to decide. I mean, nothing can do anything to you you don't allow. Nothing has power over you that you're not giving it. But anyway, hope that helped, and I didn't go too far into off-topic things to where I lost where I was going, and then you guys got some takeaway. But anyway, I guess I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.